well is if you know what the character wants, you don't necessarily need to communicate it straight out to the reader, but it's something that you're going to have that's going to drive the character's actions. And so I think all of this really comes back to the idea of, you know, Conroy talks about this in his essay, how the flow of information is one of the writer's prime tasks to manage. And you don't need to give all the information to the reader. Often narrative distance can sort of drive what information you need to provide, because the information that the character needs in the moment, that's what's going to feel natural for you to bring into the descriptions. If you start bringing in big swaths of backstory that doesn't feel natural for the character to be thinking in that moment, then it comes across to the reader like you, the writer, are giving something. You're trying to sort of spoon feed something to the reader. And then it starts to feel artificial, like the connection between the reader and the character has broken down and the writer sort of stepped in to give some information. So, you know, the rule of thumb around information is that you only need to give the reader what the reader really needs in a certain moment. And I think a lot of us tend to overestimate what a reader needs, or it feels like, I think this is really important now, so I'm going to give it all to the reader. And sometimes it just feels like kind of a big info dump. So the info dump is something that we want to avoid. And I think another thing that happens that you can see that's tied to that is sometimes as we're writing, we need to write through something to get the background on it for ourselves. But then we need to recognize in revision that the reader might not need that there. So I might write a whole scene about what this guy's childhood was like, and it's a way for me to figure out on the page some stuff that I need to know about the character. But then in revision, it's likely that the reader doesn't need that, so I can take it out.